17 hours.
No slowing down.
Chris Nikic has exactly 17 hours to complete one of the most torturous races in the world, an Ironman triathlon.
Keep this pace up, right like this.
17 hours to swim 2.4 miles, bike 112 miles, and run a full 26.2-mile marathon. There are no exceptions to this rule.
We're almost done.
Not even for the 21-year-old who is the first ever Ironman competitor with Down syndrome. On October 6, 1999, Chris Nikic became one of about 6,000 babies born in the U.S. each year with Down syndrome, a condition that often results in cognitive impairment, developmental disabilities, and, in some cases, heart defects.
He was born with 2 holes in his heart, and so he had open heart surgery at just under 5 months. So that was his first challenge. They have things like small ear canals, which means the slightest little cold turns into something big, and so he's been sick his whole life.
Nothing's gonna hurt, sweet pea, okay?
Heart surgery, 4 major ear surgeries, therapy sessions just to learn how to hold a fork. Nothing has come easy for Chris.
When you have a child with Down syndrome, you don't fit in. They don't get invited to parties. They don't get invited to anything.
I remember one time he said a kid called me stupid and ugly. And I said, well, how did that make you feel? He looked up and he said, it made me feel not happy.
Everything you do is a challenge. It's a fight. Other fathers don't get to experience that. You have to battle everything in order to just get them to be included.
When doctors say I can do anything, the first thing came out of my mouth. Don't talk to doctors.
Chris loved basketball and golf. But in 2017, Chris's dad, Nick, discovered a Special Olympics triathlon program.
What happens if I beat you? The first step was we said, look, let's go find something we can do together, right? Because I know he likes to have fun. And I know we needed to interact together. And it was just the most amazing thing that's ever happened.
When he first started, Chris could barely swim the length of a pool, or even run a mile. He couldn't pedal a bike more than a few yards without falling. But he kept practicing.
The reason it takes kids with Down syndrome forever to learn how to bike is they have poor balance and their reaction time is slow.
Come on, finish it.
His first competition out of the 10 athletes in our area, he came in dead last. And he was happy when he got his award, and we praised him because he didn't quit.
They helped me, they encouraged me, and because of all this, I'm included.
Come on!
But Nick Nikic wanted his son to take the next step in his training. He found Dan Grebe, a veteran of 15 Ironman triathlons.
I had never met someone with Down syndrome, and the first thing he wants to do is give me a hug. And he says, what's up, man? And he gives me a big hug.
Come on. All right, you did it.
In October 2019, Nick came up with a life-changing idea for Chris.
I thought, what if Chris could do something that's never been done? What an impact that would have on his life and others like him around the world. And I said, look, what if we just do an Ironman? He says, okay, what's that? I said, well, it's just a little longer than a sprint. And he said, okay, let's do it, Dad.
We're gonna wear the tether or something today, but it's not a punishment. It's so you and I can get used to it in case we need it, okay? Because in the race, I might get tired and I might need you to help me, or you might get tired and you might need my help, okay?
I thought he was insane. Even someone without a disability couldn't go from nothing to an Ironman without, like, essentially killing themselves.
One more time. Down, up.
There were other doubters, too. When Grebe sought the advice of his own Ironman coach to help create a training plan for Chris, the coach refused.
Coach says, no, I'm not designing a plan. I said, why not? He said, he can't handle the ocean swim. It's too dangerous. And then he's gonna fail. And then I said, do me a favor, let me just answer this question for me. I said, if Chris was a 20-year-old without Down syndrome, would you design a plan for him? He says, I would. I said, okay. I need you to give my kid the same chance you would give anybody else. That's his whole year plan. Every day he stands up there and writes down what he achieved for the day.
Here are my 3 dreams, actually. To get this house, I have to get a car, and then I have to marry a smoking hot blonde from Chicago. And then the goal is Ironman in November 7th. We have to get 1% better every day.
I came up with this concept called 1% Better, a way to track progress a little bit at a time, not to overwhelm anybody, not to make it too big a deal.
He's not making huge gains, but he's building small levels of foundation that over time become so strong that they overwhelm, and that when he completes this Ironman, he can complete anything. His dreams become possible.
Let's go.
Chris had 10 months to prepare and train for the event.
Every day is something, so he trains 13 out of 14 days. Minimum 3 hours a day, maximum about 7 or 8.
With just a month before the Ironman, Chris had worked his way up to 18-mile runs.
All the way, keep coming, all the way.
I'm so proud of you, baby. That was the best ever. How you feel, baby?
I need you.
You need me? Okay.
He's got an amazing dad that you can look to him, and he's the one that said, don't worry, he'll pick it up. Give it a couple more weeks, he'll pick it up.
What time is it?
It's game time, baby!
Are you sure?
It's game time, baby!
Are you ready for Ironman?
Yeah!
You are Ironman ready. Nobody gets in the way of Chris Nikic's dreams.
I was nervous because he had never done any of those distances on their own, and now he's going to do all 3 of them at the same time. The time limit is 17 hours, and we had one goal, which is to finish on time.
The way they were in my mouth, I knew that I had to calm down, take a breath, and keep going.
When we completed the swim, we were about 15 minutes ahead of time, so I knew that we had a really good chance to finish this race.
All right, Chris, looking good, buddy.
He came off the swim fully prepared to tackle the bike.
Hey, we fight through the fake pain, right? Yeah. We're gonna fight through the fake pain on the bike here.
Yes.
Have fun, buddy. Go get him. Surprise everybody and show them what you got.
We always say, in an Ironman, it's not 3 events, there's 4 events. There's always an additional item that shows up on these races, and you never know what that will be.
Everything is going as planned until about 20 miles into the ride.
Is there anything bothering your feet?
Take your shoe off.
That's when one of those unforeseen moments, the feared 4th event, happens when Chris steps on a hill of fire ants during a nutrition stop.
What's the matter?
Put your feet down.
He had literally hundreds of ant bites. When the race was over, there was so much poison in his ankle that he had boils this big.
1, 2, 3, go. Pedal, pedal, pedal.
And then, about 50 miles into the ride, Chris begins to accelerate on a steep descent.
On your brakes.
So I yelled out, Chris, slow down. And he heard me, and at the same time he grabbed his right brake, he hit a bump, and he went into a skid. I could hear him make contact with the ground. I'm thinking, oh my God, this cannot be the end of this race. This is not how this story ends. Chris is standing up, literally going, Dan, I crashed my bike. I crashed my bike. And he's all excited. He's got a huge smile on his face.
Really makes you an Ironman.
Ironman. You stop it. Stop it. You stop it. You're gonna be crazy. I need a hug.
The fire ants had cost Chris nearly 25 minutes. Bike crash, another 15.
You did it. Now it's just a run.
A 17-hour finish time was suddenly in jeopardy.
This is gonna be the best run of your life. You sure? Yeah. At the end of this run are your dreams.
Hey, Chris, we're only 24 miles away from a 6-pack of Corona.
He was keeping a pretty good pace up until about mile 10. At mile 10, he had slowed down to almost a crawl.
Fighting exhaustion, Chris wants to release a tether that connects him to Grebe for pacing and safety purposes. Doing so could end his chances of finishing in under 17 hours.
I know, you're not. No, you have to run, son. Chris was so bad at that point that I think we needed to call in Nick.
Come on, let's keep walking. How's my boy?
If I didn't go there and help him mentally, he would have quit. So he said, Dad, I don't want to do this anymore. I reminded him of his dreams. He says, I don't want my dreams anymore.
I know it hurts, but you're an Ironman. Get ready. I know we're falling back. Like way behind. I know. Let's go, wait. Run.
At first, I wanted to stop. Instead, I kept pushing through. I knew that my dream was coming.
Consumed by fatigue,
Oh, no walk.
overwhelmed by pain,
What's hurting? Your feet?
Chris battles himself and that 17-hour clock
It's blisters.
Okay, that's okay. Those are fake pain.
Fake pain.
It's real.
as he wills his way through the final half of the marathon.
Your dreams are right here.
Because Chris processes patterns easier than mileage, to get back on pace, Grebe tried a new technique when it mattered most.
1, 2, 3, go. We're gonna run for 10 cones. We're gonna walk for 2. Let's jog up there. Ready? Start through.
Get to the bridge.
Just up to where all
To
those
the
people
bridge.
are. Come on. To the bridge. We actually started running faster miles at mile 20, 22 than we ran at 9 and 10.
You're going home, Chris. You're gonna be an Ironman.
As we finished, I said, Chris, this is your moment. Go have it. And I let him go ahead of me.
Chris Nikic,
And we heard those famous words.
you are an Ironman!
The greatest thing that Chris did by crossing that finish line is he provided hope. I'm so
Put
proud
your
of you.
hands together
Dad, right there, go.
again for the history of the
When I saw him coming towards the finish line, I started first thinking about other parents and their little kids with Down syndrome can now look at Chris and say, our child can accomplish something.
He's my hero. He's always been. Just so proud. Sorry.
So Chris, when people tell you you can't do something, what do you say to them?
I say, I'm gonna prove you wrong.